Who are the Nagas? In Indian mythology, they are neither just snakes nor humans, but mysterious serpent beings with intelligence, wisdom, and magical powers. Their legends weave through the Mahabharata and Puranas, hinting at hidden worlds beneath our own. Born from the sage Kashyapa and Kadru, the Nagas are locked in eternal conflict with the Garudas, the celestial birds, an epic struggle between earth and sky. Nagas embody the primal forces of nature, guardians of treasures and secrets of life, death, and rebirth. Their forms are fluid, sometimes majestic, multi-headed serpents, sometimes beautiful humans, or a mesmerizing blend of both. This duality makes them bridges between animal and human, wild and civilized, magical and mundane. As shapeshifters, they move between worlds, subterranean kingdoms, human realms, and even the courts of gods. Nagas fall in love, create dynasties, and play roles as both allies and adversaries in epic tales. Their presence reminds us that reality is layered, with unseen realms just beyond our perception. As gatekeepers to these mysteries, Nagas invite us to look deeper and respect the unknown. They are not just mythic creatures, but symbols of transformation and hidden power. To understand the Nagas is to embrace the complexity and wonder beneath the surface of our world. Their stories urge us to honor the mysteries that lie beneath our feet. The Nagas' legendary home is Patala, a dazzling netherworld beneath the earth, an advanced cave system underground close to Shambhala, filled with jeweled palaces and gentle, perpetual light. Their capital, Bhogavati, is a paradise of pleasure, knowledge, and beauty. Their capital is named after their original home planet, Bhogavati, which is the first planet in Dvaraka of Procyon after the planet Nirvana. Bhogavati's surface is covered with mounds. They lived in mound-style homes and lived underground on their planet Bhogavati. They came down to help humans, and they were called Naga, also called Nagini. Procyon lies 11.4 light-years from Earth and is a visual binary, a bright yellow-white subgiant with a faint white dwarf companion of about the 10th magnitude. They were a non-violent race of serpents, reptilians, who are benevolent toward human. Nagas are also guardians of water, rivers, lakes, and oceans, controlling rain, fertility, and abundance. Sacred springs and lakes across India and Southeast Asia are believed to be gateways to their realm, where people offer prayers for blessings. Nagas are cosmic travelers with knowledge spanning earth and sky. Their presence is everywhere, in the soil, the water, and the stars above. The Nagas' realms are not just physical places, but also symbolic landscapes within our own consciousness. To connect with them is to explore the hidden depths of both the world and yourselves. Naga Society is a kingdom with powerful rulers, not chaos. Shesha, the thousand-headed king, supports the universe and serves as Vishnu's divine couch, symbolizing stability and timelessness. Shesha is the first king of the Nagas, one of the two mounts of Vishnu. Vasuki is the second king of the Nagas, commonly depicted around Shiva's neck. Kaliya is an antagonist of Krishna. Manasa is the goddess of the snakes. Astika is a half-Brahmin and half-Naga sage. Patanjali was a sage and author of the Yoga Sutras and was said to be the embodiment of Shesha, the divine serpent who forms Vishnu's couch. Takshaka was the ruler of Khandava forest who later killed Parikshit as a revenge against the Pandavas for burning the forest. Naga Panchami is an important Hindu festival associated with Naga worship, which takes place on the 5th day of Shravana, July-August. Naga idols are offered gifts of milk and incense to help the worshipper to gain knowledge, wealth, and fame. Different districts of Bengal celebrate the Naga in various ways. Vasuki, another great king, was the rope in the churning of the ocean, enduring pain for the greater good. His sister Manasa is worshipped as a healer and protector, embodying the Naga's dual nature. Not all Nagas are benevolent. Takshaka's deadly bite in the Mahabharata is a warning of their wrath when disrespected. Nagas are guardians, defending their honor and territory with formidable power. They protect Dharma, the cosmic law, and even shield spiritual seekers, like Mukalinda, who sheltered the Buddha from a storm. Nagas guard treasures, both material and spiritual, guiding those who seek wisdom. Their stories teach respect for the powerful forces of nature. To honor the Nagas is to honor the guardianship of life's mysteries. The reverence for Nagas is alive today, especially during Naga Panchami, when people offer milk and prayers to serpents for blessings. Their images adorn temples across Southeast Asia, forming bridges between the human and divine. In Buddhist lore, Nagas protected sacred scriptures, revealing them only when humanity was ready. Their motifs appear in art, jewelry, and village rituals, symbolizing protection and wisdom. Sacred groves are believed to be Naga abodes, preserved as sites of respect and mystery. The Nagas is woven into daily life, representing fertility, guardianship, and the sacredness of nature. Their presence in culture is a reminder of the enduring power of myth. Through ritual and art, the Nagas continue to inspire awe and reverence. Why do the Nagas endure? They symbolize the primal energy of life, Kundalini, coiled within us, waiting to awaken. Nagas embody duality, healers and destroyers, guardians and threats, darkness and light. Their stories teach that what we fear may also heal us, and that wisdom lies in embracing life's complexity. As guardians of earth and water, Nagas remind us to respect nature and its mysteries. Their legends warn against exploitation and urge harmony with the world around us. The Nagas are keepers of secrets, inviting us to explore the unknown within and beyond. In a world obsessed with certainty, they remind us that magic and mystery still exist. The serpent people slither through our imagination as ancient guides, not monsters. They invite us to journey into the depths of the world and ourselves. It was also 76 billion years ago that the original black-skinned, straight-haired Hindu beings left the Canis Minor star constellation Procyon, known to them as Nirvana for Kingu, the moon. They first took residence on other planets such as Earth, Titan, and Pluto, and then they went to Kingu, the moon, where the Lunarians, a humanoid-type Maldekian, resided, which was 66 billion years ago. The head warrior of these Hindu tribes was called Bhut, meaning evil spirit. These beings left their own planet, Nirvana, because of a war for power. There was much conflict amongst these Hindu demons. Before they left their own planets of Procyon, Dvaraka, or Nirvana, a demon was sent. This demon sent was called Kandra, that explored Kingu before they went there, and he became known as the deity of Kingu. During their last 6 billion years that they stayed on Kingu, they lived and bred with the Lunarians that lived on Kingu. These Hindu demons stayed on Kingu for not more than 10 billion years, the first 4 billion in peace and the last 6 billion or 6 days in unrest. Each 1 billion years is equivalent to 1 day in their time. Some say 1 day is likened unto 1,000 years. Others say 1 billion years is likened to 1 day, or 6 sets of 1 billion years, or 6 days in Hindu symbolic time. To the Etherians it would be trillions of years. They used a base on Kingu to launch to the planet Earth. It was billions of years that these black-skinned, straight-haired beings, Hindus, were deported from Kingu because of their mischief-making and the shedding of much blood. However, not all Hindus are mischief makers. Like in all cultures, you have agreeable angels and disagreeable angels. There are agreeable Hindus, and there are disagreeable Hindus, just as you have agreeable Anunnaki and disagreeable Anunnaki. They, the disagreeable Hindus, were made to leave by the Lunarians, the original inhabitants on Kingu, Earth's moon, later named after their great ruler Lunar, and his people being called Lunarians. The disagreeable Hindus made haste and left Lunar, their dwellings abandoned, while the agreeable Hindu returned to their home Nirvana in Procyon, a binary star in the Canis Minor constellation. The Hindus build huge honeycomb towers, mounds on the dark side of the moon. Then these black-skinned, straight-haired beings came to the planet Tiamat, now called Earth, originally called Tiwawat. When they left Kingu, also called Lunar, now called the Moon, they landed and established the land of Chaldea, meaning land of demons. This was Ur of Chaldea, meaning light or fire of the demons. These beings worshipped Naga dragon beings and were fire worshippers. They learned the knowledge of explosives from the Lunarians. These beings knew about gunpowder and are the ones who created fireworks. They mixed with the people that were already in Asia and taught them how to make firework. They became one group of your dirty Moors or disagreeable Moors. Then they moved on to Bali and Indonesia, where their rulers, who were hermaphrodites, became the deities. Where their home now on Earth was named after Ba, the disagreeable Hindu beings who reigns over 3 worlds simply, My Baal, Basundara, the earth, Akasa, the heavens, the place where the sun shines, and the atmosphere between the heavens and the earth, called Apas, where the clouds do not exist. Ba was so purely demonic in his ways that his bones became diamonds and his blood became rubies. Thus, it was billions of years ago that the disagreeable Hindus came to the planet Tiamat, now called Earth. There are also lesser beings known as Naga people, who are descendants of a bloodline where the ancestry of humans and Nagas intermingled. These human-shaped half-Nagas retained some of their shape-shifting powers. However, they have lost much of their divinity and are not granted access to Netherworld, but still prefer to live in the Subterranean world. Some of the surface culture who are descendants of the Naga-human hybrid who practice stretching their necks. The tribe known for stretching their necks is the Kayan-Lawi tribe, also called the Padang people. They reside in Myanmar, formerly Burma, and Thailand. The women of the Kayan-Lawi tribe begin wearing brass coils around their necks at a young age, gradually adding more coils as they grow older. These coils push down the collarbone and compress the rib cage, creating the illusion of a longer neck. Although the exact appearance of a Naga varies depending on the parent culture or religion, it is generally considered to resemble a human being from head to waist and continue from there as a serpent. Other depictions are a one- or multi-headed snake with the ability to take human form, or even a human with snakes on the head and neck. The Hindus, in their incarnation of disagreeable beings, are called avatara, looking human in all respect yet with slight variations, and each being only lives for 20 and 100 years in physical form. After 120 years they take a new avatar. They later created better avatars that could live 200 years. These beings looked human, but they weren't human. You would not be able to tell the difference between any other human being on Earth. Naga worship or serpent worship is an ancient and widespread religious practice found in various cultures, particularly within Hinduism and Buddhism. Nagas, often depicted as deities with snake-like characteristics, are revered for their association with knowledge, strength, renewal, and protection. In Hinduism, Naga worship is prominent, with festivals like Naga Panchami dedicated to honoring these serpent deities. Ancient humans saw serpents everywhere, in rivers, roots, smoke, and lightning. The serpent was a symbol of duality, hidden yet reborn, earthbound yet powerful. It moved with grace close to the ground as if it held the earth's secrets, like it's connected to Earth's magnetic grid. People wondered what mysteries lay beneath their feet, imagining serpents as guardians of wisdom and wealth. To honor these forces, they built pyramids and mounds, man-made mountains reaching for the sky. These structures symbolized the cosmic mountain, the meeting point of earth and heaven. The serpent represented life, death, and rebirth, the pyramid stability and eternity. When these ideas merged, a universal story emerged, one that transcended borders and languages. Humanity sought meaning by looking to the serpent below and building mountains above. The serpent's power inspired awe and respect, while the pyramid offered permanence in a changing world. By worshipping the serpent, people hoped to understand and harness its power. The pyramid was a declaration: we were here, we understood. This quest for meaning, embodied in the serpent and the pyramid, is a fundamental part of the human story. Across cultures, these symbols became a bridge between the earthly and the divine. The story of the serpent and the mountain is the story of humanity's search for connection and understanding. In India, the serpent is the Naga, a divine being, part human, part cobra, dwelling in the subterranean realm of Patala. Patala is said to be filled with treasures, but the Naga's true gift is wisdom. They are guardians of water, rivers, lakes, and rain, essential for life and prosperity. The Naga can be both benevolent and fearsome, embodying nature's creative and destructive powers. Festivals like Naga Panchami honor them, with offerings made during the monsoon when snakes emerge and fields thirst for water. This ritual connects the visible world with the Naga's invisible realm, seeking protection and fertility. The Naga appears throughout Indian mythology. Shesha supports Vishnu, Mukalinda shelters the Buddha, and Vasuki enables the churning of the ocean. These stories show the Naga as protectors, not monsters, integral to the cosmic order. The Naga's duality commands respect and caution, reminding us of nature's balance. Their presence in myth links the Earth's fertility to human survival. The Naga are keepers of ancient knowledge, bridging the gap between humans and the forces that sustain life. Their legends are woven into India's spiritual fabric. Through them, people acknowledge the mysteries and power of the natural world. The Naga's wisdom is a reminder that life depends on harmony with the unseen. In honoring the Naga, people honor the cycles of nature itself. The serpent story in India is one of reverence, respect, and deep connection to the earth. These disagreeable Hindus mixed with the Africans that were already in India, creating new tribes incorporating their belief system. They called India Hindustan. The Hindus started building their stepstone mound temples to the Naga beings. They carved and molded stone in Naga statues. They started in India, first spreading the Naga worship. There's a Cambodian seven-headed Naga at the royal palace in Phnom Penh. You have the Naga Temple, Kuke Subramanya Swami Temple, Karnataka. At one time, there were many prevalent different renditions of the serpent cult located in India. In northern India, a masculine version of the serpent named Rivan, and known as the King of the Serpents, was worshipped. Instead of the King of the Serpents, actual live snakes were worshipped in southern India. The Manasa cult in Bengal, India, however, was dedicated to the anthropomorphic serpent goddess Manasa. A roadside temple to snakes, Tamil Nadu, India. The cobra stands apart among serpents not just for its venom but for its regal, almost divine presence. When it spreads its hood, it appears as a king or deity, an image that inspired awe and reverence. The hood is the same as the pharaoh's headdress called a nemes. It's a striped cloth headdress that covers the crown, back of the head, and nape of the neck, often depicted with a cobra, uraeus, and vulture, neckbet, on the front. The nemes was a symbol of royalty and authority, worn by pharaohs from the Old Kingdom through the New Kingdom. Also, you will notice the cobra representing the Naga-human hybrid bloodline when they mixed with the humans in Africa. The cobra's venom symbolizes duality, deadly, yet believed to hold the key to healing and transformation. In Ayurveda, even poison can become medicine, a lesson embodied by the cobra. This serpent teaches that facing danger can lead to renewal. The god Shiva wears a cobra, Vasuki, around his neck, showing mastery over death and fear. The cobra's calmness on Shiva signifies transcendence of worldly poisons and desires. Shedding its skin, the cobra becomes a symbol of rebirth and spiritual awakening. This act mirrors the human journey, leaving behind the old to embrace the new. The cobra guides the soul through cycles of transformation. Its image is a reminder that every end is a new beginning. In myth, biology becomes spiritual metaphor. The cobra's story is one of power, renewal, and the eternal dance of life and death. Through the cobra, we glimpse the profound lessons hidden in nature. The caduceus, a staff with two snakes coiled around it, is the official insignia of the United States Medical Corps, Navy Pharmacy Division, and the Public Health Service. The caduceus is also the magic wand carried by Tahuti, also called Thoth. Hermes, the Romans knew him as Mercury, the messenger of the gods. Tahuti had the Rakshasa species, a half-snake, half-Hindu tribe who descend from the Naga in his blood from his mother's side, and he had Anunnaki, Agreeable, Draconian, Reptilian, and Hindu from his father's side of the family. The serpent's reverence is global. These Hindus took the Naga worship in pyramid temples throughout the rest of Asia. In China, it becomes the dragon, a master of water, symbol of luck and imperial power. In China, the dragon Naga connects earth and sky, embodying cosmic balance. The Naga dragon is older than the draconian dragons from Draco. The Naga dragon are the good dragons, while the draconian dragons from Draco are the bad ones. Might I add that there's good draconian as well. In Chinese culture, Naga worship is often linked with the veneration of dragons, which are seen as benevolent rain gods and symbols of imperial power, often referred to as the Son of Heaven. In the Chinese zodiac, the snake is one of the 12 animals, and 2025 is the year of the snake, highlighting its enduring presence in Chinese culture. The flag of the Qing dynasty, 1644 to 1912, was an emblem adopted in the late 19th century, 1889, featuring the azure dragon on a plain yellow field with the red flaming pearl in the upper left corner. This flag represented the emperor and the nation. Naga worship is seen all throughout China. The Dragon China Parade, often part of Lunar New Year celebrations, is a vibrant cultural event featuring a long, flexible dragon figure manipulated by a team of dancers. The centerpiece of the parade is the dragon dance, where a team of dancers uses poles to control a long, articulated dragon figure. After mixing with the different tribe of Africans in Asia forming new tribes, they then built ships and sailed to the Americas, bringing the Naga worship and pyramid building over there. They mixed in with the Olmec, who were in the Americas, who were a multi-mixed tribe from about 5 different group of Africans. Some say no, the Olmec were in the America before they went to Africa. In the Americas, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, unites earth and heaven, bringing knowledge and culture. Pyramids like Chichen Itza honor him, with shadows that mimic a serpent's descent during the equinox. In Mesoamerican cultures, the feathered serpent, known as Quetzalcoatl to the Aztecs and Kukulkan to the Maya, was a prominent deity often depicted as a dragon-like figure. This deity was associated with various aspects of life, including creation, wind, rain, and agriculture, and was a central figure in religious beliefs and practices. The feathered serpent was not just a single deity, but a complex figure with multiple aspects and roles in different Mesoamerican cultures and time periods. The feathered serpent was often linked to creation myths and the origins of humanity. He was seen as a boundary maker, transcending the earthly and celestial realms and a creator of mankind. In many traditions, the feathered serpent was associated with the wind, particularly the aspect of Ehecatl, the wind god in Aztec mythology. He was also linked to rain and agriculture, often depicted as a bringer of life-sustaining water. Quetzalcoatl was also revered as a god of knowledge, learning, and wisdom, associated with the calendar, writing, and crafts. The feathered serpent was not confined to a single culture or period. His worship spread throughout Mesoamerica, influencing various civilizations from the Olmecs to the Aztecs and Maya. While often portrayed as a serpent with feathers, the feathered serpent's form varied. In some depictions, he was shown with a long snout and scales, like a crocodile, while in others, he was more avian with prominent feathers. The worship of the feathered serpent involved various rituals and practices, including human sacrifice, particularly in Aztec culture, though some traditions also associated him with opposing human sacrifice. The Aztecs revered Quetzalcoatl as a creator god, the inventor of the calendar and writing, and the protector of priests and craftsmen. Quetzalcoatl is another name for Enki. You see Naga heads at the foot of stepstone pyramids in Mesoamerica, influenced by the Hindus. The Maya, particularly in the Yucatan, knew the feathered serpent as Kukulkan, associated with Chichen Itza. The Olmecs, considered the precursors to many Mesoamerican cultures, also had their version of a dragon deity, possibly related to the feathered serpent. The feathered serpent deity was prominent in Teotihuacan, with a temple dedicated to him. The feathered serpent, as a multifaceted dragon-like deity, played a significant role in the religious and cultural landscape of Mesoamerica, reflecting a deep-seated connection to nature, knowledge, and the cyclical nature of life. Dragon worship in China is a deeply rooted tradition, with dragons symbolizing power, prosperity, and good luck. They are revered as benevolent creatures, not destructive ones like in Western cultures. Worship manifests in various forms, from building temples and offering sacrifices to incorporating dragons into festivals and everyday life. The image or concept of a dragon on a pyramid in America often refers to the feathered serpent deity, Quetzalcoatl, depicted on the Temple of the Feathered Serpent at Teotihuacan, Mexico. This pyramid features carvings of the feathered serpent, which is also associated with the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl and the Mayan god Kukulkan. The image of a dragon on a pyramid refers to the Kukulkan pyramid at Chichen Itza, where a shadow effect during the equinoxes creates the illusion of a feathered serpent, Kukulkan, descending the steps. This is not a literal dragon, but a representation of the Mayan deity Quetzalcoatl, also known as Kukulkan. The belief has spread to the New World. In Haitian Vodou, the creator Loa Dambala is represented as a Naga serpent, and his wife Aida Wedo being the rainbow serpent. Simbi are a type of serpentine Loa in Haitian Vodou. They are associated with water and sometimes are believed to act as psychopomps serving Papa Legba. Mami Wada is a water spirit or class of spirits associated with fertility and healing, usually depicted as a woman holding a large snake or with the lower body of a serpent or fish. She is worshipped in West, Central, and Southern Africa and the African diaspora. The Hindu Moors mixed with different tribes in Africa, creating new tribes. In Pacific, the Bantu people who had been there for thousands of years. They brought their Naga worship and mound pyramids into Egypt. In Egypt, the uraeus, rearing cobra, adorns pharaohs' crowns, symbolizing divine authority and protection. The goddess Wajet, as a cobra, guards the pharaoh, echoing the Naga's fierce guardianship. Ancient Egyptians wore a cobra on their headdresses, specifically called the uraeus, as a symbol of royalty and a royal bloodline coming down from the Naga, with a divine authority and protection. The uraeus, also Goa'uld, a rearing cobra, represented Wadjet, the cobra goddess of Lower Egypt, the bird representing Upper Egypt, the serpent representing the lower nature of man, while the bird represents the higher nature of man. The bird also represents another human hybrid bloodline coming down from the blue avian bird race of extraterrestrials. It signified the pharaoh's power to rule and protect his kingdom, often depicted spitting venom at enemies. The uraeus was believed to ward off evil spirits and ensure the pharaoh's safe passage into the afterlife. The uraeus was a powerful symbol of royalty and divine authority, worn by pharaohs as a head ornament. The rearing cobra, with its hood flared, was seen as a protective emblem, ready to strike at any threat to the ruler. The uraeus represented the cobra goddess Wadjet, who was a protector of Lower Egypt and associated with the sun's power. When paired with the vulture of Nekhbet, representing Upper Egypt, the uraeus symbolized the unification of the two regions under the pharaoh's rule. Egyptian mythology associated the cobra with protection, healing, and even immortality, making it a potent symbol for the pharaoh. The Moors carried Naga worship into Europe and mixed with the African tribes that were there. In Pacific, the Bantu people who had migrated to Europe from Africa thousands of years ago. There's evidence of Naga worship in ancient Europe, with some connections to Gnostic and Celtic beliefs. Naga symbolism and associated practices existed in various forms, including reverence for house snakes, association with fertility and wisdom, and even in some Gnostic sects like the Ophites. Serpent worship was present in ancient Europe, with evidence found in Greece, Rome, and the Iberian Peninsula. The Roman genius Loci, a guardian spirit of a place, could take the form of a serpent, and temples sometimes housed sacred snakes fed with milk. Pre-Christian Ireland, Scotland, and England also had traditions of serpent worship, with the snake symbolizing fertility, procreation, wisdom, and even death and resurrection. The Ophites, a Gnostic sect, revered the serpent as a symbol of Christ, even using a tame serpent in their rituals. The Ophites, originating in the Middle East, may have influenced Gnostic and Celtic Christian groups in Europe, who also revered the serpent. While Naga worship is distinct in its origins and development, particularly in India, it shares the serpent symbolism found in European traditions, such as its association with wisdom, protection, and even the cycle of life and death. The Naga cult in India evolved into a more developed system with distinct beliefs about Naga as a race and their connection to various deities. In Europe, Naga worship was more diverse, with various local traditions and interpretations of the Naga's role. European Naga worship was integrated into different religious and philosophical systems, including Gnosticism and Celtic Christianity, while in India, the Naga cult is more closely tied to Hinduism and Buddhism. The Naga, snake symbolism located under the Vatican City, refer to the architectural design of the Paul VI Audience Hall and ancient Mithraic temples discovered in the Vatican necropolis. Some observers have noted that the architectural design and the sculpture of the resurrection behind the papal throne in the Paul VI Audience Hall resemble a serpent's head. Some sources suggest that the word Vatican is derived from Latin words meaning diviner and serpent, leading to ideas about a connection to a hill of the prophetic serpent, where ancient Romans engaged in pagan rituals involving snakes. The Vatican was indeed a pagan Dogon site before its association with Catholicism. This etymology and the notion of serpent worship are not widely accepted by the church interpretations. Across continents, serpents are linked to water, wisdom, and kingship. They protect rulers, bring culture, and connect realms. These similarities suggest a shared ancient story, a universal mythos. Humanity, separated by oceans, turned to the serpent to explain the mysteries of existence. The serpent, dragon, and feathered serpent all speak a common symbolic language. Their stories reveal a deep cross-cultural connection. The serpent's image is a bridge between worlds, a guide to the unknown. These myths hint at a shared origin or a universal human need to understand the cosmos. The serpent story is humanity's story, told in many voices but always with the same core truth. Across the world, the serpent remains a symbol of power, wisdom, and the link between earth and sky. Serpent beings in myth were not monsters but creators and protectors. The rainbow serpent of Australia shaped rivers and mountains, bringing life to the land. In India, Shesha and Mukalinda protect gods and sages, embodying divine guardianship. The serpent is a symbol of order amid chaos, sustaining the universe. Royal authority often depended on serpent blessings, the uraeus in Egypt, the dragon in China. Kings claimed kinship with these beings, becoming bridges between human and divine. The serpent's power was respected, not feared. It represented creation, protection, and wisdom. Serpent gods like Quetzalcoatl brought civilizations gifts. The rainbow serpent created the world. These stories explain the world's mysteries, attributing them to a wise, powerful force. The serpent's presence in myth is a testament to its enduring influence. It shaped how people understood nature, kingship, and the cosmos. Through the serpent, ancient cultures expressed their deepest beliefs about life and order. These man-made mountains were more than tombs. They were sacred spaces connecting earth and sky. The pyramid's shape, stable and geometric, symbolized the cosmic axis, anchoring civilization to the divine. Fire rituals at their core, like the Vedic Altar, made them centers of transformation. Some believe pyramids were energy devices, built on Earth's power points to harness and focus cosmic and telluric energies. This idea links to the serpent in yoga, kundalini, the coiled serpent energy, rises from the base of the spine to the crown, mirroring the pyramid's ascent. The pyramid becomes a model for spiritual awakening, a tool for transformation. Whether for the soul's journey or ritual practice, the pyramid's purpose was transcendence. Its design, materials, and location were all intentional, part of a grand spiritual technology. The pyramid focused human intention, channeling consciousness toward the stars. It was a bridge between the earthly and the divine, guided by the wisdom of the serpent. More than monuments, pyramids were engines of spiritual evolution. They embodied humanity's desire to reach higher realities. The pyramid and serpent together symbolize the ascent from earth to heaven, from ignorance to enlightenment. Yes, king cobras are known for building mounds. Specifically, female king cobras construct these mounds as nests for their eggs, making them one of the few snake species that actively build nests. These nests are typically made from leaves and other debris, which the female amasses using her coils. The female king cobra builds a mound, nest, to lay her eggs and provide incubation. She coils her body to gather leaves and debris, creating a mound. Nests are often built on slopes near trees, providing shade and preventing waterlogging. The nest creates a controlled environment, with the mound maintaining a steady temperature and humidity for the eggs. The female king cobra fiercely guards her nest until the eggs hatch. This nest-building behavior is unique to the king cobra, making it stand out among other snake species. Some believe ancient civilizations were more connected than we think. Seafarers may have carried stories and symbols across oceans, spreading the serpent's legend. The feathered serpent of the Americas and the dragons of Asia share striking similarities. In Hindu texts, flying vehicles described as UFOs are called vimanas. These are often depicted as celestial chariots or palaces, used by gods and other beings for travel. Ancient Indian epics like the Mahabharata and Ramayana mention vimanas, and some interpretations link them to ancient Hindu astronaut. Vedic texts and other ancient scriptures describe vimanas in detail, including their appearance, how they fly, and even how to pilot them. Vimanas were real ancient aircraft used by advanced civilizations or extraterrestrials. The upper parts of some Hindu temples are seen as representations of vimanas. Ancient records also mention aerial battles involving vimanas. In South Indian temple architecture, the vimana refers to the tower that rises above the inner sanctum, Garbhagriha. Vimanas as temple structures with pyramidal shapes. The South Indian style of temple architecture, known as Dravidian style, features a main temple tower called the vimana. This vimana is typically shaped as a stepped pyramid, rising up in a geometric fashion. In the Dravidian style, the term shikhara refers to the crowning element at the top of the temple, often shaped like a dome or octagonal cupola. In contrast, North Indian temple architecture refers to the superstructure above the Garbhagriha as a shikhara. In Jewish and Christian traditions, Nimrod is often identified as the builder of the Tower of Babel, though the Bible itself does not explicitly state this. Nimrod was building a mound. Nimrod was building a vimana. Nimrod had the Moors bloodline who had mixed with the Naga beings. The Tower of Babel story, found in Genesis 11:1-9, describes a city and tower built by people who wanted to make a name for themselves and prevent being scattered, but Enlil confused their language, causing them to abandon the project. There's pyramids on every continent. While Egypt is most famous for its pyramids, other countries in Africa, like Sudan, also have pyramid structures. Pyramids can also be found in parts of Asia, including China and Southeast Asia. The most pyramids and mounds in the world is found in the Americas. In the Americas, the Olmec, the Inca, Mayan, and Aztec civilizations, which was Egypt of the West, learned how to build these things from the Moors, who first mixed with the Olmec in America, creating your original Native American tribes. The one in Egypt are well known for its pyramids, but Sudan also has a significant number of ancient pyramids, particularly those built by the Kingdom of Kush, who were Moors. Pyramids can be found in China, Indonesia, Borobudur, and Cambodia, Angkor Wat. Mesoamerican cultures like the Olmecs, Mayans, and Aztecs, as well as the Inca in South America, constructed pyramids. The largest pyramid on Earth, the Great Pyramid of Cholula, is located in Mexico. The pyramid is a small but distinctive peak in Antarctica, just south of Pyramid Trough, at the west side of the Koettlitz Glacier. The descriptive name appears to have been first used by the British Antarctic Expedition, 1910-13. Sam Osmanagic claims that 12,000 years ago, early Moorish Europeans built the greatest pyramidal complex on Earth in Bosnia. Australia, there are two notable pyramid-shaped structures. The first is the Balindian Pyramid, a man-made stone structure on private property in Queensland. The second is Walsh's Pyramid, a natural peak in Queensland with a distinct pyramidal shape. They say the first pyramid was built by King Djoser's architect Imhotep around 2780 BCE. Imhotep was a Moor. He designed the step pyramid at Saqqara, which was constructed by stacking 6 mastabas, rectangular structures, on top of each other, each smaller than the one below. This created a stepped structure, a departure from the earlier mastaba tombs. Imhotep, a commoner who rose to prominence as a vizier and architect, is credited with developing the pyramid as a monumental structure. Instead of the flat-topped mastabas, Imhotep's design involved stacking mastabas of decreasing size, resulting in a stepped pyramid. Pyramids in Egypt and the Americas served the same cosmic purpose. Perhaps a lost mother culture seeded these ideas, or perhaps the myths traveled with the serpent gods themselves. Some legends speak of serpent beings as travelers, teachers from distant realms. Whether by human hands or divine visitors, the serpent's path is global. The serpent is the guardian of secret knowledge, the pyramid, the tool to access it. This web of myth suggests a shared human heritage, uniting us in a quest for meaning. The serpent's myth reaches even Australia, and some speculate ancient Antarctica. The rainbow serpent is central to Australian Aboriginal tradition, linked to water and creation. Its story is ancient and foundational, not borrowed, showing the serpent archetype's deep roots. Similarities with the Naga and Chinese dragons suggest ancient connections, possibly via land bridges or seafaring cultures. Antarctica, once temperate, may have hosted lost civilizations. Some imagine serpent temples beneath the ice. This idea, though speculative, connects all continents in a single mythic chain. The serpent becomes a symbol for hidden history, guarding secrets beneath earth and ice. Its story hints at a global wisdom, waiting to be rediscovered. The serpent and pyramid are more than relics. They're symbols connecting civilizations across time. From India's Naga to China's dragon, from Quetzalcoatl to Egypt's Uraeus, humanity turned to the serpent to explain life's mysteries. The pyramid, the man-made mountain, is a universal symbol of transcendence. Together, they represent the union of Earth's energy and cosmic aspiration. These myths remind us of a possible global spiritual tradition, a shared search for wisdom. The serpent and pyramid are verses in humanity's epic poem, a story of our quest for meaning. The mystery endures, urging us to seek deeper connections. The serpent still sleeps in the earth. The pyramids still point to the stars, waiting for us to remember the story we all share.